1970, 1970, 1970, 1970. Nací un día de junio del año 77, planeta Mercurio y el año de la serpiente. Signo patente tatuado y en mi frente que en el vientre de mi madre marcaba el paso siguiente. 1970, 1970, 1970. 1977, no me diga no, que no lo presiento. Todo lo que cambia lo hará diferente en el año que nació la serpiente.
Hello, my name is Demetris, and welcome to the first official episode of Haunted Places. I'm very excited to show you this story, so let's get straight into it. Today we're going to be talking about a local legend, Diana of the Dunes. Walk along the shores of Indiana Dunes National Park, and you may get a glimpse of a pale, lithe, naked woman diving into the waters of Lake Michigan and running along the shores. People have claimed to have seen the ghost in the area for several years. The ghost is believed to be Diana of the Dunes, one of the most famous legends of the region. The National Park Service now invites you to follow in the footsteps of this woman. Ghost hunters from Ogden Dunes and Gary, Indiana believe that the spirit belongs to a Diana, who lived in the park during the 1920s. While stories of this ghostly woman skinny dipping in the lake make for a fascinating tale, the real story of Diana of the Dunes is much more interesting than any old ghost story. Diana was this mysterious woman whom fishermen claimed to have seen bathing in the lake and running to the sand to dry off. Her real name wasn't Diana of the Dunes though. Her real name was Alice Mabel Grace, and she was born in Chicago. Although in October 1915, Gray withdrew from her conventional life in Chicago and moved to the Dune country in northwest Indiana. She arrived with only a few possessions, intending to write and to live a simpler life in the natural settings along Lake Michigan. And during this time, she lived alone in an abandoned shack named Driftwood that was located near the beach. Most of the dunes at the time were inaccessible by automobile and had few inhabitants. Although hermits living in the area were not uncommon, a relatively young woman such as Gray living alone in the dunes was highly unusual. During her first 5 years at the dunes, Gray lived a solitary life, finding refuge in an abandoned rail car and an abandoned shack that Gray made from her own driftwood furniture, ate fish and berries, and spent most of her time reading. But she did not live in complete isolation. And now a quick interview from Aiden's experience at the dunes.
Alright, so my experience at the dunes actually is pretty startling to me. I was younger, I was about maybe 13 or 14, and me and a few of my friends had drove out there one night just to go, mess around, doing kid stuff. And we ended up staying out there for about 2 or 3 hours, and we were more so near Mount Baldy, and we just started hearing these loud, high pitch, it sounded like animal, almost like screaming animal kind of sounds. I don't know, man. Whether it was anything or not, we got up out of there fast, I'll tell you that much. So
this location is a great haunted place and a great place to visit during any kind of vacation. And I hope you can check it out for yourself.
You're watching
The PC3 Friday Show.
Hello all you beautiful people. I'm your host for today's Game Room segment, Jaden Woods, and today I'm here to talk to you about D&D. This tabletop RPG has been gaining a lot of traction over the past couple years, and I wanted to go through a comprehensive beginner's guide for those of you who are struggling to even figure out where to start. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. First and foremost, you need a group of people to play with. Before you start anything, this needs to be your first goal, or you'll end up putting way too much effort into something that might never come to fruition. Once you have a group of people, you need to find a person to designate as the Dungeon Master. This role should not go to anybody that is okay with it. It needs to be somebody that is excited to do it, or the campaign will most likely die out quickly. After you figure out who the DM is, as a player, it's your job to design your character. The first steps in the process should go as follows. Name. The name of your character is very important. If you are completely blanking on name ideas, you can go to a website like fantasynamegenerator.com, which has a comprehensive list of different name generators, which can range from all of the races to all of the different classes, and even buildings or town name generators. Race. Now, depending on what you're using for for a source book will designate what races are available to you. The basic and default option is the Player's Handbook, which I recommend for any beginners. These races include human, elves and half-elves, dwarves, genasi, half-orcs, tieflings, and more. Class. Your class usually goes hand in hand with your race. Each class has different abilities, styles, and very different makeups. For example, I'll break down the fighter class. Initially, the fighter class starts you off with proficiency in medium and heavy armor, meaning that you are able to wear those types of armors and not gain disadvantage on all of your actions. At level 1, you are also granted an ability called Second Wind, which allows you to roll your hit dice as a bonus action to heal yourself in or out of combat. This ability is local to only the fighter. Normally, the only ways that you can heal are through potions or resting. The next thing that you need to do is find your ability scores. Your ability scores are your 6 primary skills: strength, constitution, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. All of these abilities strongly affect gameplay, combat, and roleplay alike. The most common way of finding these skills currently is through rolling for them. The way that this action is performed is not complicated at all, but there are a few steps. First, you take 4 6-sided dice and roll them at the same time. You then remove the lowest roll and add up the 3 that are left. This total is your ability score, not including any bonuses or negatives that are added from class or race traits. You can personally assign where these rolls go for role-playing or fighting purposes. Strength increases the damage that you do with your weapon, as well as how much you can carry and what types of armor you can wear. Dexterity increases your armor class, and Constitution increases your health points. After you get your ability rolls, this is about the point where you'll begin to think up a backstory. Hopefully by this point your dungeon master will have provided some sort of world with a background for you to work with, even if it's just a framing. Or if not, you can come up with your own backstory and ask that the DM find a way to implement it into the world for roleplay purposes. There are so many different things that you can be in the world of D&D, and that's what people find so interesting. Anything that you can think of, you can be, of course, with the permission of the DM. Following that, you want to finalize your character sheet. With that task comes selecting proficiencies. These proficiencies will go into the long list of different skills that you are able to roll for. Stuff like perception, stealth, insight, intimidation, acrobatics, etc. Usually these proficiencies should go with what your class is meant for, i.e. if you're a rogue, you want proficiency in stealth or sleight of hand, or if you're a fighter, you want acrobatics and athletics to be what you're proficient in. Now we can finally move on to the actual gameplay. As a player, the things in front of you should consist of your character sheet, a set of dice, and a good mindset. Or if you're playing online, you should have your character sheet pulled up and an online dice rolling simulator. If you're playing online, it is important to note that there are websites like D&D Beyond and Roll20 that usually work in tandem to provide an easy to follow game. D&D Beyond adds a lot of tools for the DM, like an encounter creator and a section for the players to create their own character that sends them down an easy path where you can let your creativity roam free.
How was your first experience playing D&D?
Well, my first experience playing D&D was a little bit biased. I knew the DM personally, and he was really willing to, teach me and was really patient with me to get to learn the game.
Give it a rating out of 10.
It depends on like the campaign, and it depends on the DM, and also the other players. For my experiences, I would give it a 10 out of 10.
With that being said, that's going to wrap up our meeting today. I will make another video soon going over what the bare necessities are for a DM, and believe me, as a forever DM, I know what you need. Until then, that's going to take it away from me. I'll see you soon. I hope you enjoyed the segment, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Choo-choo! We're straight chugging it our way to the next segment.
Graduation is slowly approaching for class of 2024, and life after high school may differ depending on one's plans and goals. Some may include college, military, or working on a job on a consistent basis. There are some students that have plans, both big and small, for the upcoming months after high school.
I'm going to go to school for barbering, for hair, esthetician, and down the line, I'm going to be a flight attendant.
So for what I want to do after high school, I want to end up going to college and graduating. My major would be graphic design and layout. And in order for me to accomplish those, I would just say keep my head down, stay in the books, and stay focused.
While many seniors will be leaving high school life, the juniors have their final years slowly approaching with their own goals and ambition.
With senior approaching, what goals do you have for the following year?
Make it on time for all my classes, do my homework, and have a schedule to do my homework for each class so I won't be behind.
Be consistent on my work, stay on top of my work, basically. get better grades, and get all A's. Really, that's really it.
With one more year left in this school year, hopefully many students can stay consistent with their goals. Congratulations to class of 2024 and good luck to the next year's upcoming seniors. Signing off from PC3 Media, I'm Soraya Bush.
Hello, all you beautiful people. I'm Ethan Locke here with.
I'm Sean Jenkins.
And I'm Cole Fergie. And welcome to this very special edition of The Friday Show. Starting now.
Hello, all you beautiful people. I'm Ethan Locke here with
Cole Fergie.
Sean Jenkins.
And today we're here to talk about a heatly debate. As of recently, Caitlin Clark, you might know her, probably, if not one of the best basketball players of all time. But these two seem to think otherwise. Cole thinks that Caitlin Clark is overrated and she's not all that. I mean, really, Cole?
How many natties does she have?
I guess that
2
is
years
true.
of loss in a row.
You, on the other hand, you think that Caitlin Clark is going to be one of the greatest?
Yes.
I mean, you
She's
care to
my Lord and
elaborate?
Savior.
Huh.
Greatest WNBA player ever.
All right, well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. We do have questions that throughout the show. All right, Cole, this is just the beginning.
Okay.
But all right, well, let's just get started. I think this one should be obvious, but will she be the first overall pick in this year's draft? I think so.
Yeah, I think she will too. I don't want to yeah, she's probably going to be the first. I can't really hate on it.
Yeah.
She's a good
100%
player,
she's
but
going to be the first. Who's better, Angel Reese?
No, clearly not.
Exactly.
Predicted 7. But yeah, most likely Clark's going to be first to the, what is it? It's the Fever, right?
Yeah,
Fever?
Indiana Fever. And yes, I did watch the Fever before Caitlin Clark, so don't get at me. I have watched the Indiana Fever,
I don't think I've
where
ever
we've
watched the
lost
WNBA game.
7 straight losing seasons ever since the Tamika Catchings era. See? I do know Indiana Fever
7
basketball.
straight losing? You know what's the...
Will Caitlin Clark be the #1 overall pick in the WNBA draft?
Obviously, she's way better than Michael Jordan, so no duh.
I think this next one goes in hand. Will she be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, WNBA basketball player of all time?
Is her name Sue Bird? Then no.
She will be the greatest WNBA player of all time. She is going to win her rookie year, her second year, her third year, and her fourth year.
What is she
She's
gonna
going to be
win?
the first person to 4 peat.
Wait, hold on. What? Hold on. You said, what's she going to win for 4 years?
The finals.
Oh, they said rookie of the year.
No.
He said rookie.
Bro said
I
she's
said
gonna win
she's
the
going to win it her rookie year. I mean, I
Well,
guess
you
I
weren't
never
really
said the
clear.
finals. Yeah.
Maybe more clear.
Yeah,
when
that's
you're-
not bad.
Maybe be more clear when you're lying.
So, but let me say what I got to say. We all know in sports nothing is guaranteed. And with that, we don't really know if Caitlin Clark is going to be the greatest. But I can tell you what, it's looking pretty darn good right now. That's all I got to say. How many rings/MVPs do you guys think she's going to get when it's all said
You
and
go
done?
first, Sean.
I think she's going to have 8 MVPs and 6 rings.
8 MVP. Okay. I would like that personally because I'm, Cole, what about you?
You're crazy, Sean. 1 ring.
You can't believe it.
1 ring. And 2 MVPs.
2 MVPs. That's
Only
it.
2?
So since I'm the man in the middle, I see both of your points. Honestly, I see her winning 4 MVPs and 3 rings.
That's reasonable.
I see 3 rings at least. I think as her career goes on, I think a lot of the competition in the WNBA might dwindle a little bit because the players of today are going to get older. So this is truly Caitlin Clark's time to shine. I mean,
Wait till Paige Beckers. How do you say her last name? Beckers?
Bukers?
Yeah. Just wait till she comes to the league because she's a better shooter.
Okay. Well, speaking of that,
That's a hot take.
speaking of that,
It's the truth.
How many rings/MVPs will Caitlin Clark get?
I don't know. I think she'll probably win every year.
So she's the GOAT.
Yeah, you could say that. She's the GOAT.
I said earlier that she was one of the most efficient shooters of all time, pretty much. And I'd even argue and say that she's up there with Curry and Damian Lillard.
You compare them, I swear.
So with this next question, is she a better shooter than Curry and or Lillard?
Yes. Both.
How many rings does she have?
Why is that?
How many rings?
She's
How
a
many
better
three-point
three-point
contest
shooter.
wins?
If you go and look at their averages.
Not yet.
She plays against college women's players.
And?
Steph Curry plays against grown men. He's in the National Basketball Association. Caitlin Clark's in the NCAA. Like, you can't compare them when she isn't even in the league yet.
Well, and
No,
also
not the last year.
Also, as far as I'm
won it.
concerned, Davidson didn't win any championships either in the NCAA. I just think Iowa got exposed when it was all said and done. I think North Carolina was on a whole nother
What?
South Carolina,
I was
excuse
about
me.
to say.
I think they were on a whole nother level, honestly. They really have been. They were undefeated. Even
They've
the
had 3 losses in 3 years.
yeah, the coach even afterwards was like, "We beat one of the greatest players of all time." Come on, guys. That should be foreshadowing. Right
Will Caitlin Clark be a better 3-point shooter than Stephen Curry?
Caitlin Clark is actually garbage. She's trash. She'll never be better.
This whole thing leads to this last question. I know it's going to be very heated. It's going to be very heated.
If you ask that she can make it to the NBA.
Could she play in the NBA?
Oh,
Yes.
no way I predicted it.
100%.
Let's hear them out, boys.
All right. How tall is she?
6 foot.
How tall is LeBron?
6'8".
6'9", actually.
6'9".
LeBron will clamp. I mean, 60-year-old Jordan clamps. Damian Lillard clamps. Trae Young clamps.
Difference is
Tyrese clamps. Any player in the league clamps. Muggsy Bogues cookies. Cookies. Stealing all of them.
she could pass, so she can get those assists when needed.
That's fair.
And she can hit those threes.
Yeah, no, she is a really good passer. I mean, that's just the obvious.
She ain't getting no rebounds over them grown boys. Ain't no way, bro. Do you think Caitlin Clark can make it to the NBA?
Nah, she's trash. She'll get clamped up by any guy in the league.
Well, all right, that's gonna wrap this thing up. Anything else you guys want to say?
Nope.
No? Cole, one more thing? Nope. Alrighty, well, I'm Ethan.
I'm Cole Fergie.
I'm Sean.
And we'll see you guys later.
I'm Mary Stabrin. And I'm Riley Nyloff. And you're watching the PC3 Friday Show.
Did you know that only 1 in 5 U.S. adults with a disability are employed? Do Goodies has set out to change that. Let's see what they're all about.
Hi, my name's Sarah Britton. I'm Operations Director at Do Goodies, located in Valparaiso, Indiana. We offer many different products, from popcorn to glazed nuts, fudge, and candies. We provide employment opportunities for people of all abilities, and we're out in our communities at local events. We will have all kinds of Easter goodies if you want to swing by and check out all of our products.
Thanks, Sarah. Now let's hear from some real employees about how this program has impacted them.
This job has helped me meet new people and get to introduce what it is like to work with someone with disabilities and interact with someone with disabilities and make people feel comfortable around us and introduce them to our product. And
Hi, I'm Kane. I've worked at Do Goodies for the past year and a half, and I gotta say this job has really helped me with, this is my first job. It's given me a lot of job experience. It's given me a lot of experience in the production field for food and all that, and I gotta say my favorite part is Probably the packaging all the candy and stuff. It's very fun.
Not only does Do Goodies produce great snacks, but they help employ amazing individuals. Be sure to stop by and show your support.
This is Ruthie, and you're watching the PC3 Media Friday Show.
Rocket Fizz is a unique store that is located in downtown Valparaiso and was brought to Valparaiso in May of 2022. Rocket Fizz is a franchise that has many stores across the country. I got the chance to sit down with the owner, Robin Walsworth.
So several years ago when my kids were looking at colleges, we visited Grace College in Winona Lake, and we came across a Rocket Fizz store. Didn't realize it was a franchise at the time, but then we kept seeing them when we were on trips and vacations or visiting college towns. And we thought it would be a great addition to Valparaiso. So we started looking into it, and we really fell in love with the concept and the company as a whole. And we just kind of waited until we found a good location. We knew we wanted to be downtown Valparaiso, and we just started the process. It was about a year and a half, and we've been open for almost 2 years now. Do I feel if the store is unique compared to other stores? I think we're very lucky in downtown Valparaiso that we have so many unique concepts down here. As for retail, there really isn't any duplication. We have a couple clothing stores, but they all have their unique twist and styles. So I'm just glad to be another unique business amongst my neighbors around here. Desiring to be a franchise owner, my husband and I also own a couple other franchises, Firehouse Subs, and so that kind of got us our feet wet in the franchise industry, and it was a great way to start, as you didn't have to reinvent the wheel. And the same thing with the candy store. Like we love the idea, but the benefits of the franchise and giving us tools to run it, how to set up the store, vendors to purchase from, things like that, just really kind of sealed the deal on doing a franchise over something that we created from scratch.
Talked to an employee and got her perspective, who was Alexis Asbel.
My favorite thing about working at this place is probably the friends that I can make here with my coworkers, and I love talking to all the people about candy. I've worked here since like around summertime, so like 6 to 7 months maybe. I wanted to work in an environment like this because I figured that a place like a big store would be like harder to work at, and I wasn't really interested in the food industry. So this place is fun because I can sell candy and I can help people by finding candy.
Make sure to check out this unique candy store in downtown Valparaiso. This is Jaden Searles from PC3 Media.
Hi, my name is Rocco Carden, and you're watching PC3 Media's Friday Show.
Every spring, severe thunderstorms and tornadoes descend upon the central United States, striking fear into the hearts of many. But a new creature has evolved deep in the American plains. It does not run from the storm, it runs towards it. It feeds upon gas station food and spends hours looking at funny colored maps. It is the Storm Chaser.
My name's Evan Short, and I've wanted to see a Tornado ever since I was but a wee little boy. I always knew that the first storm season after I got my driver's license, I would hit the plains to become a storm chaser extraordinaire. And that time is finally here. The state of Indiana has made the mistake of issuing me a driver's license, and storm season is rapidly approaching. In fact, we've already had our first few storm setups of the year, and you know I had to chase them. So what do you think about me storm chasing?
I think it's pretty great. It's something that you enjoy, and it's nice to see you out and about doing it.
I like that you storm chase. I trust that you know what you're doing. I think you really do know what you're doing.
I think there's a road here. Whoa! Do you think storm chasing is dangerous at all?
Definitely can be, but I don't think typically is if you know what you're doing.
Whoa!
I think that storm chasers probably have a better idea of where storms are and where they're going than the average person does.
Do you think I have a better idea of where the storms are than the average person does?
Yeah, I do. I have never seen a tornado. I've seen the aftermath of a tornado.
I would like to see one at a distance in a field away from homes.
My first attempted storm chase was a classic February Illinois dryline setup. There was large uncertainty on this day. There was widely expected to be storms in the north central Illinois area near Rockford, but the tornadic potential of them was questionable. More interestingly, there was an all-or-nothing situation right in our backyard. If storms developed in this environment, they would be capable of strong tornadoes, but there was a high probability that no storms would develop at all.
Alright, I'm on my way. Tornado watch just issued. But yeah, I'm going to head south. That seems to be the play right now. Alright, so I'm currently in Rensselaer. Sun is going down in Rensselaer. No storms in this area yet. Alright, it is now 7:30 and nothing happened so far anywhere near here, so...
Yeah, so nothing developed near here at all. The northern storms did actually produce quite a few tornadoes, though, including a brief late-night twister in Gary, Indiana. Wow. March 4th appeared to be a very low-risk day in terms of tornadoes, but weak thunderstorms were likely, and I was left so storm-starved from the 27th that I decided to chase it anyway.
Alright, it is now 5:30. I'm ready to get going. Probably going to end up chasing lightning rather than tornadoes.
I put my camera on auto and used it as a dash cam so I could film the storms without taking my eyes off the road.
I'm going to head south, even though it's probably not the fastest way to get there. I'm going to go through like the Kankakee sort of area. I'm looking at mostly clear skies right now. That's a big difference from last time. The sun is now pretty much sunken behind the clouds. It's not fully down yet. It's now 6 p.m. I am now fully eclipsed by the shadow of these clouds up ahead. Alright, we're getting some zips and some zaps now and then. It's kind of weird. They're like yellow, it seems like. Whoa. I hope you saw that one. That was cool. Just realized I should probably have my window closed in case I get struck by lightning. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but... all this lightning, but I have not heard any thunder, interestingly. Which I guess probably indicates the type of lightning it is. There's positive lightning and there's negative lightning. They're going yellow again. Alright, it does look like I'm about to be engulfed. I'm going to be swallowed by the whale. I think I found the storm! Alright, so I went south of the storm. I found the storm again. Whoa. I think I might actually kind of be behind the core of the storm. I feel like I wouldn't be able to see lightning as clearly though. But I don't know. Whoa. Okay, never mind. Holy cow, did you see that? Holy macaroni, dude. Yipes. Yipes. I think there is a road here. Whoa. Bro, do you see that little guy? Bird. Yeah. So, no tornadoes, but I did get some sweet lightning. Maybe next time I'll catch the real prize. Catch you on the flip side.